Hello again. Welcome to Wow Wednesday, where we share words of wisdom. Today's topic is people will talk, but you don't have to listen. People will talk, but you don't have to listen. You know the folk we're talking about. People that's talking about things that you don't even want to be concerned with. People who are talking negatively about you, about your dreams, about your vision. People who are discouraging you, people who are not trying to build you up or edify you. All they're concerned about is trying to tear you down or trying to find a way to minimize you or deprecate you or make you feel inferior to them, make you feel a sense of rejection. You don't want to surround yourself with people like that. You don't want to do that. Why? Because it's damaging. Why? Because it's hurtful, you know, because people will talk. That's all a lot of people do. They just talk. They're full of talk. They're full of talk. They talk so much that they're full of garbage, and everything that comes out of them is garbage. And you have to learn how to not involve yourself with those type of people. I have found myself in many situations where I have walked away. I know the bad company that's on my job. I know the type people that chatter. They like to do a lot of talking and gossiping. I learned how to go the other way. I try not to involve myself with folk who are backbiting, who's always trying to find fault in other people. I always like to build people up. I'm always wanting to encourage. You know, I'm having a few little issues on my job where I have a resident that I'm ministering to actually, because I do my job, but my job is ministry basically. Because everything that I involve myself in is ministry based, and so there are some individuals, some women who are just, I don't know, just immature, very immature, but they're probably older than me, that talk about my resident, this particular resident that I've been working with. And so, when they approach me or when I hear it, I get irritated, but at the same time, I'm like, okay, God, I know my purpose. And so whenever I hear them say something, I'll turn right back around and make it good. So if they say something negative about my resident, then I will turn around and say something positive, or I'll say something like, well, you have to really pay attention to so and so because, they're making sense, but if you don't actually pick up on it because you have to slow yourself down. I'm a speech therapist, so if anybody picks on anybody who may be disfluent, who may not find the right words to say, or may sound like they're jumbling up everything, that's a pet peeve of mine. It's almost like an insult to me, because we're working hard to make sure that they're not being discouraged. So you got to tune these type people out, because they will talk. Let me tell you something. People in your life, they will talk, but you don't have to listen. Matter of fact, ignoring, and sometimes you may say it's hard to ignore, but it is at times. But if you learn how to just pretend that you heard but don't hear, you know and sometimes you'll walk out better in those type situations. But you don't have to entertain it. You don't have to be in the environment. You can walk away. You can go somewhere and listen to something positive. You can go and encourage yourself. You can go and pray somewhere, but don't just sit there and just allow people to talk to you like that in your space. Now, this is our Wild Wednesday, and we'll be back for another Wild Wednesday.